Hey Geometry, welcome back to my basement where my neighbor is playing pretty loud music, so you might be able to hear some of that. We're gonna do circles today. I'm gonna do kind of recap on circles because you might have done this before. The next few lessons need you to know how to do circle, circumference, and area, and radius, diameter, and work with those things. So I've got a worksheet where it's got 6 questions asking you to do those 4 things. I'm going to do 1 and 2, so you please do the other 4 questions. Now, for area, we have the formula of pi r squared. R is the radius, and for circumference, it's pi times d, where d is the diameter. You might have seen this equation as pi 2r, because the diameter is twice the radius. You can use that if you want. Now for pi itself, you can either use just whatever is on your calculator for pi, or you can use the number 3.14, alright, or 3.142, or whatever you prefer. Now, the attendance word for today, just give me your favorite word, or any word that comes into your head. Just give me your favorite word, or any word. Could be bicycle, could be cheese, I don't mind. Now, question 1, let's start with the radius and diameter. You do those two just by looking at the circle. So you can see here that the number 8 is beside a dotted line that goes the whole way through the circle. This is the diameter, alright? Diameter. Let me put it here. It goes the whole way through. So I'll just put 8 in here. So if that's the diameter, the radius is just half of that, which would be 4. Now, let's go on to the stuff that needs the formulas. Area and circumference. So area is pi r squared, and you've got this at the top of your worksheet as well. Pi r squared. All we got to do is either type pi into your calculator or replace pi with 3.14 and then multiply it by the radius squared. So for me that's going to be pi and the radius is 4. Pi times by 4 squared. Alright? 4 squared is 16 and then I multiply that by pi and I get 50.265. And it keeps going on for a while. I'm just going to shorten that to 1 decimal place. If I round that to 1 decimal place, it's 50.3. I'm just going to go with that as my answer. Alright? And now for circumference. Circumference uses pi d for its formula. You can see it over here. And d being the diameter. So for this one, the diameter is 8. I'm just going to do pi times by 8. Do that on your calculator. Pi times 8. And I get 25.1. And that's it. You've done the whole question. So let's move on to number 2 now. We're going to do the same things, but this one, instead of starting with the diameter, you can see you start with the radius here. So the shorter word radius has the shorter length. Diameter is the whole thing, the longer word. So when I have this here, radius, well, it's 7. I can just put that right in. If the radius is 7, what would the whole way across be? It will be double that, 14. And now we can do the area. So area, again, pi r squared. And r in this case is the radius, which is 7. So pi times by 7 squared. Do that on your calculator. 7 squared is 49, and we times that by pi. and it gives me 153.9. So if you use a different number for pi, instead of, maybe you use 3.14 instead, you'll get a slightly different answer. You might get like 154.1. That's okay. I'm still going to mark you correct as long as it's close, okay? And now let's do circumference. Again, we're using pi d. I'll just do it down here. And my diameter for this one is 14. So I'm just doing pi times 14. On my calculator, when I do that, 14 times pi, I get 43.98. So if I round that up, I'll get 44.0, okay? Or just 44. See that? Okay. So that's all of question 1 and 2. Go ahead and try question 3, 4, 5, 6. Just to recap circles so that we know how to use everything on a circle for the next couple lessons. All right? You're all doing fantastic. Just keep it up. Thanks, geometry.